Welcome. So I'm going to go over this Macbeth escape room. Right? So can you position the Scottish troops in time to rid Scotland of Macbeth's terror? Read these rules and directions very carefully. It's time to get started. Once you and your teammates are ready to start, hit the timer button. You are not allowed to pause or change the time. Make sure you look at everything on this home page. So we're going to click our timer. And it will start our countdown at 45 minutes here.
T-minus 45 minutes.
Right, so start here. You are an experienced Scottish soldier. Most recently, you fought in Fife against the Norwegians and helped lead Scotland to victory when the Thane of Cawdor acted traitorously. Macduff seeks your help as he and Malcolm prepare the English and Scottish troops to battle against Macbeth, who is now strongly fortifying Dunsandane. Macduff and Malcolm are bringing the English troops up to Scotland. You are in Scotland. A messenger has just delivered the name of the meeting point. Can you position the Scottish troops in time so that the Scottish and English forces can both fight against Macbeth and rid Scotland of his terror? So our first task, task 1, unscramble the underlined letters throughout the narrative above to learn the location to where you should lead the troops. All right, so I'm going to split a screen here. And I'm going to bring up a blank Word document. And let's see what letters we have. Right. So that puts it in here where it's easier for me to see. It just opens it up. We have R, A, N, M, B, I, So when we're looking at this to unscramble, right, it is a place. Should be B-I-R-N-A-M. B-I-R-N-A-M. So that's our first one. So I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to type it in all caps, no space, and tell it next. Then it tells you, solve the locks in order to position the troops in time. Complete the character identification task and enter in the space below the word that the task reveals. So we need to click on this link, tell it to make a copy. Right, so we have directions. Each identification has an answer box to the right. Use the word bank to match the characters to their descriptions. Place the letters in the boxes. Start with the left box. Place the cursor left of center in the box and then tab between letters. Do not include spaces or punctuation. The bold boxes will reveal a word. And it gives you up here, example, you put one letter per box. Here's our word bank, right? Duncan, Malcolm, and Donald Bain, they abbreviated it. Macbeth, Banquo, Macduff, Flint, Lady Macbeth,
Minus 40 minutes.
Hecate, Porter, and the Old Man. So who fears Macbeth playeth most foully? And who said that in the play was Banquo. Right? So you can mark him off. He's done. Right. Who flee to England and Ireland to avoid the aim of the next murderous shaft? That would be the king's sons. Remember, they ran away because one, they thought they would be next to be killed. And then Macbeth used that to blame them. So you would type it in. Right, Malcolm McDonald Bain there. Now I'm just changing my text color so I know those have been used. Is unaware of the irony when he imagines being the gatekeeper to hell. And that is, the porter did that. He was the comedy relief. He had drank too much. They come knocking on the door the next morning, and he compares him to opening the gates, the doors, to having the gates of hell, which the irony was it did turn out to be a bad, horrible place. Macbeth and his wife kill the king there, and then they end up killing Banquo. Observes unnatural events like a mousing owl eating a proud falcon. We're going to come back to that one. And this is what I do. If I'm not really for sure, like I think it's the old man, but I'm not for sure, then I'm going to go try to knock out some of these other words. Who names Malcolm Prince of Cumberland? Well, the only one that could do that is his dad, Duncan, the king. According to Macbeth in Act 1, his dearest partner of greatness. And that would be Lady Macbeth. That's who he says. is his greatest partner. Who scolds the witches for trading and trafficking with Macbeth? Their boss, which is Hecate. Who, the something wicked and by the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. Who is that wicked? Macbeth.
T-minus 35 minutes.
The prophesies far future king of Scotland whom Banquo shall get. That would be Banquo's son. Flint. So I need to change that one I used. That one I used. So I'm down to 2. Passes Malcolm's loyalty test. That was Macduff. Malcolm had to make sure that Macduff was not sent by Macbeth. So we go back up to this one. The only one left was correct, the old man. Now let's see what it spells. Bloodydhand. Bloody hand. Right? So I want to come back to here and come down here, all caps, no space. Bloody hand. Right? Complete the chronological task and enter in the space below the word the task reveals. So we're going to make another copy of this document. Right, the play begins with the witches, right? So we got to decide, do we go down, diagonal, or across? So what is next? Right, after the witches meeting, we next meet Macbeth. No, there's a scene before that, so it can't be that. After Macbeth compliments the murder, it can't be that one, so it has to be this one. Let's see. So we're going to go down. Because the next thing that happens is they have one of the warriors that tells the king about the battle, right? And he tells them that the Thane of Cawdor was a traitor. And so then next from there, we either go across, diagonal, or down. So the next thing that happened, we know it's not this middle one. So the next thing, they meet the witches, right? So we're still going down there. So from this one, we either go to apparition, which no, that didn't happen then. So we have to go across. Right? He learns that Malcolm's new title, that he's going to be named king. The next one, he kills the king. So we got to go up. The next is diagonal. Macbeth kills the guards. Then Banquo becomes suspicious. Macbeth has Macduff's family's killed, and that's where we exit with tyranny. So that's our word. We exited. It took us to this word. So the fourth one. So I'll go back here and put it in. If I can type it correctly. And hit next. Now it tells us to solve the locks in order to position the troops in time. Right. I'm going to submit that. And I guess mine was already done. Let's see if I can mix it. Yeah, here we go. All right, so you are just solving this puzzle. Right, when you get them close together, if they connect, they will connect. I always like to put the straight pieces out. So I know where they are. You solve it however you can. All right, so it keeps moving around. There should be another piece that fits. There we go. There should be, right, so then you just fill in the middle, which may be harder than you think. And I'm just trying to guess by the shapes
Minus
here.
25 minutes.
It doesn't look like it fits there. All right, so these darker pieces have to go over there. Kind of matching them up. All right, so I'm down to 4 pieces. Are you guys doing better than me? This one looks like it fits up there. All right, so this is the halfway mark. You're halfway to Burnham. The troops and horses need to rest. Scroll below and click the place that would be most refreshing for everyone. So we scroll, look at this picture. Where would be the most refreshing place for everyone, animals and people? Well, we definitely want to be by water. So we're going to click on the water, which is going to take us to these questions. Answer these questions to position the troop. In the opening scene of the play establishes which of the following facts? The witches are prophesied. They'll soon meet Macbeth, and they chant about nature being inverted. All the above. And I'm thinking if you get it wrong, it tells you yes, and it won't let you go. So you have to get it correct. Dramatic irony exists in all of the examples below except for it would have to be, I would think Macbeth rides well, because I don't see any irony in that. Right? Which argument strategically is reflected in Lady Macbeth's responses below when Macbeth tells her, "We will proceed no further in this business"? Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Has it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? So she's asking him right before this, she's saying, you just said that we would kill the king, and now what happens? Right? She's asking him rhetorical questions she doesn't expect him to answer. Before Macbeth returns from killing Duncan, Lady Macbeth explains, had Duncan not resembled my father as he slept, I would have done the murder. This comment stands in direct contrast to which one did she say before? And that was when she said that even if she had their child breastfeeding and Macbeth said, kill the baby, she would have. So B and C. Yes, B and C. In retaliation for the guards killing Duncan, Macbeth argues who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment. No man. The expectation of my violent love outrun the passer reason. Who else might have been justified in having such feelings of revenge? Right. Who would have been justified in revenging the king's death? I'm going to guess his sons, Malcolm and Donalbain. When Macbeth foreshadows to Lady Macbeth, ere the bat hath flown, he's closer flight, ere to blockhead Kate summons. Right? A deed of dreadful note. What is the deed of dreadful note that he refers to? The plan to kill Duncan, Macduff's family, Banquo, the plan to kill any nobleman who contradicts him. And I'm just going to guess and say Macduff's family. Nope. So maybe it is the king. So see, you saw 2 there were wrong. So I'm going to try C. And it was Banquo. Banquo was supposed to be his best friend, and he had him killed because the witches said that Banquo's son would become king. He tried to have the son king killed, if you remember, but the son got away. Identify the speaker of the following lines from Act 3. Thou canst not say, I did it, never shake thy gory locks at me. So Macbeth. Yes, Macbeth says that when he sees Banquo's ghost. Because Macbeth says he didn't physically kill him, he had him killed. In the image of the painting below, which of the following lines is stated by the apparition in the lower right corner? I'm going to guess it's either going to be Macduff or Banquo. And I'm going to try A first. And that was the answer. In Act 5, Scene 1, while in a sleepwalking state, what does Lady Macbeth admit to knowing? Right? All of the above. Considering the final scene of the play, which similarities exist between the beginning and the end of the play? Right? The beginning of the play, the very beginning, we started with war and dead bodies. The end, we end with war and dead bodies. Right, so we submit that. Then we go back here and we scroll down. I thought it gave us a, yes, right here, I'm sorry. You're in the woods of Burnham. As you arrive, you hear Malcolm instruct every soldier to hew him down a bow. Locate the tree nearest to you, whose branches will serve as your camouflage. So when you look at this, which tree is closest to where you're sitting? And it would be this one. So you would click on it. You're going to make a copy of this. Congratulations, soldier. Macduff and Malcolm offer their heartiest thanks for positioning the troops in time to rid Scotland of Macbeth's terror. Your efforts will not go unnoticed at an upcoming Thane ceremony. This is the screen that you screenshot. And I'm going to go to my snipping tool. Right? And it puts this up and I tell it new. And I'm going to screenshot that. Save the screenshot. Now I've got to log in and I'm going to go back up and check our time here. See, we still had 15 and a half minutes. So I'm going to go into our class. I have to view as a student. Go to Tools, Assignments, find Macbeth escape room. You're going to click on it. You're going to add your screenshot. And oh, I didn't want to do that. Add and then submit. Right, so that should help you get through that escape room and get that assignment submitted. No. I'm so sorry. My dog was making noise, but I hope that helps you all.